You know, in just about every modern office building, there's a thief at work. It's totally invisible. It's not stealing computers or cash, but it's snatching something just as valuable: productivity. It's making employees frustrated, it's got IT departments stumped, and it's quietly costing businesses millions. Today, we're going to give you the blueprint to report on it.
So what we're digging into today comes from part 6 of a 10-part guide designed specifically for news media, for you. It's all about covering the growing problem of radio frequency interference. It's based on a report from RFI detectives and research by Virtualization Options LLC. Now, its whole purpose is to arm you, the journalist, with compelling, ready-to-go story angles and even ideas for expert sources, so you can bring this invisible threat to light for your audience.
All right, here's our plan. First, we're going to frame this problem as a business story, not some niche tech story. Then, we'll get into why the modern office is such a hotbed for this kind of chaos. After that, we're going to break down 2 very specific, very actionable story angles you can start investigating today. And finally, we'll pull it all together to show you the bigger picture.
Okay, let's get right into it. We're talking about radio frequency interference, RFI for short. And here's the absolute key for your reporting. This is not just about bad Wi-Fi. It is a major business issue that hits the bottom line. And it hits it hard through lost productivity, serious security gaps, and just plain wasted revenue.
I mean, think about it. That one video call that always drops. The Wi-Fi that just grinds to a halt on one particular floor for no reason. Well, employees get frustrated, and who gets blamed? The IT team. But the real culprit is often this invisible storm of radio signals that just goes completely undiagnosed, and that leaves everyone pointing fingers in the wrong direction.
So, the big question is, why is the office such a problem area? Well, the answer is kind of baked into the environment itself. The very things that we think of as making an office modern are the same things creating the perfect storm for interference.
Seriously, you should picture it as a battleground. Every single wireless device is basically screaming, trying to be heard over all the other devices. And they're all packed into this confined space, all fighting for the exact same, very limited radio channels. And what's really wild is the sheer density of it all. We're not just talking about laptops and phones. No. It's the wireless mice, the Bluetooth headsets, the smart lighting sensors, the security systems. Everything is wireless now. And every single one of those devices is adding to the noise. Okay, so let's turn this into a story you can actually go out and report. This is an angle that every single business in your community is going to relate to. The mystery of that one room in the office where nothing, and I mean nothing, seems to work right. Here it is. This is your headline. The meeting room that always drops video. We've all been in that room, right? It's the place where million-dollar deals are supposed to happen, but it's also the one place where the technology consistently, reliably fails. It's the perfect, relatable hook for any business audience. So as a reporter, this is the question that kicks off your investigation. Why are these specific, high-value rooms so often the absolute worst wireless environments in the entire building? And here's exactly why it happens. First, you have a ton of devices. Everyone walks in with a laptop and a phone. Then you've got all these reflective surfaces, like glass walls and whiteboards, that just bounce signals all over the place, creating chaos. And to top it all off, the Wi-Fi access points are often in the wrong spot. It is literally a perfect storm. So here is your reporting playbook. First, go talk to the IT managers. They're the ones who get all the complaints. Then profile the audio-visual integrators who install these systems. And for the real deep dive, consult with wireless network engineers. They are the key sources you absolutely need to tell this story.
Okay, now let's zoom out a bit. What if the problem isn't just the devices people bring in? What if the building's own infrastructure is generating the interference? Now this is a fantastic investigative angle.
Your angle here is super surprising, and it's really compelling. The HVAC system that disrupts communications. You're going to investigate how the very systems that keep a building running, the heating, cooling, lighting, can actively sabotage its wireless networks. So these are your culprits. Modern, energy-efficient HVAC systems, they use these variable frequency drives that are just notorious sources of broadband RF noise. Same thing for certain lighting systems and the power supply inside every single computer. They create this constant, low-level electromagnetic hum that can mess with Wi-Fi, two-way radios, and even critical alarm systems. And check this out. Here's a great, specific story to chase: self-interference.
Go find a local business that invested a ton of money in a new wireless security system, only to discover the cameras were so noisy that they were basically jamming each other, creating blind spots and making the whole system unreliable.
And again, the reporting playbook is crystal clear. Go talk to the building engineers who maintain these systems day in and day out. Find an RF specialist, someone who can actually come in and measure this invisible noise. And definitely investigate the security installers. Ask them flat out, how do you plan for radio frequency issues before you put these cameras in?
So, let's pull all this together. We've gone from a single conference room to the entire building. Now, why does this matter to every single business, big or small, in your coverage area?
This quote really says it all. Companies are pouring millions into technology, but they're getting just a fraction of the performance they paid for, all because they've never diagnosed the invisible interference that's holding everything back. It's a story about massive hidden waste. It's just money down the drain.
And you have to understand, the stakes go way beyond productivity and money. This is a real security threat. When RFI gets bad, wireless locks can fail to open, or maybe worse, fail to lock. Alarm systems can lose their connection to the monitoring center. Sensitive voice communications can be disrupted. This is a risk that no business can afford to just ignore.
So, the final question? Well, that's for you. Every office park, every downtown high-rise, every co-working space in your city is a potential victim. The story is right there. You have the angles, you have the sources. Is this invisible thief operating in your city's businesses? Now you know how to find out.